We are back at Female Dating Strategy Reddit. You know I love it here. And I wanted to go over this post here. It just popped up. So it says, real men need to look in the mirror before opening their mouths. Shaking my head. With hashtag just LVM things, which means low value male. So that's what they're calling a low value male in their opinion. So this is a, this is a tweet from Master of Masculinity at Corey Capella. He said, women, we don't care about you being a CEO. We don't care what your corporate position is. We don't care about your PhD or master's. We don't care that you're a boss babe. We care about you being feminine, cute, fun, flirtatious, chaste, fit, and friendly. Signed, Real Men. And I thought that was very well said. Just, is that perspective that us guys typically just really don't care about any of that other stuff. We look for different things in women than women look for in men. We cover this a lot, but you gotta love the this white knight soy boy. James Fell, of course, the blue Twitter check mark, of course. That's a lot of words for I can't find the clitoris. Wow, look at this little the little white knight coming in there with his hashtag body for wife. So this guy, classic, man. You guys see this? This is the problem. I think this right here is the problem. This James Fell guy. Because women, yeah, they could complain about this, what he says here, but secretly deep down women know that he's right and they respect him for speaking truth. And then it's these white knights that really screw it up for us, because then the women get behind this guy, this James Fell guy, and then they build him up. He gets a puffy ego, and other guys think that's a way to get attention from women. And then they all start doing this virtue signaling to women and all this stuff. So these guys are the real problem, I think, because women really know that this guy is speaking truth here, this Corey Capella guy. But anyway, they know deep down, I should say. I don't know that they'll admit it, but they know deep down. Let's check out some comments here. We got Final Boss Kitten, FDS Disciple, 193 upvotes. Yeah, well, that's funny. In order to be a beautiful woman and chaste, in my experience, and not just barely legal, you have to practice extreme strength of will, which, yes, I would agree with that, which is why it's valuable, which is why you become extremely valuable as well to men, because you're willing to do something that very few women are. You're willing to turn down things that could easily be given to you. You're turning down sleeping around, which is easy for women to do. So yes, exactly. Great extreme strength of will, which also gives guys the signal too. Well, not only for pair bonding and all this other stuff, but again, you have this great strength of will to be able to hold out on that, and because it's important to you. Well, then also if you made a commitment to a man, like marriage, to him, he also goes, wow, see, it's important. If something's important to her, she'll stick to it. So it signals a lot of great things. And, well, actually realize it's a huge mistake to be friendly and flirtatious constantly, or else every boy and married man in 1,000 miles radius will think you're into them. Yes, that's true. That's why it's easy for women to sleep with men, right? All you basically have to do is be friendly and flirtatious. But you can be selectively flirtatious. I flirt with women. I can selectively flirt with women. I don't just have to flirt with every single person I meet everywhere I go. So you can selectively flirt with a guy that you're interested in. You don't just have to be going out to the bar being flirty and friendly to everyone. Yeah, of course, that's going to draw extreme crazy attention. Although, I mean, that would be a way for women to do that if they're listening. Like, yeah, that's exactly how you get guys to want to be around you, is be friendly and flirtatious. To be able to reject hundreds of men men will have you called entitled, conceited, and a frigid B-word. I don't know about that. Yeah, I guess I do. I gotta give it to women. Some guys get really upset and angry when women turn them down, and they do call them names. So I will give this to her. I see this a lot. There's a lot of guys that get emotional, and they do put up some hissy fits. I will give that to women on that. I mean, when you're that dreamy, submissive girl, chances are you are also wired to be an appeaser and actually would probably put out eventually under pressure. See, okay, I guess I understand what she's saying here, but again, it all goes back to if you have extreme strength of will. If you decide, if you were a woman, you decide, no, I'm saving myself, and you were able to put up with that, that's the difference. See, okay, if a girl is selectively putting out, then guys that have experience with women, actually, I think they will talk about this in this comment, but guys that have experience with women, if a girl selectively puts out and she tries to say, no, I'm not going to put out with you, I'm not easy type thing. But if a guy knows that she actually puts out, a guy that understands game and all that, then yeah, he's going to be like, all right, screw you, you're playing games, I'm moving on, bye. Because he can tell that you're playing that game. But there are very few and far between, in my life, very few and far between, but I have met some women that were set on waiting till marriage. Again, very few and far between. But those women, see, it was different. If she turned me down, I just respected her because I understood that that was her own thing. It's when a girl tries to play the she comes back out on the online dating scene when she's in her mid-30s and she goes, I'm not here for hookups. And all the other guys know that she was hooking up with other men. Then the guys go, yeah, okay, now you're playing games with me. You're stringing me along when you sleep with all these other guys. Then the guys go, all right, screw you. I'm moving on. But if a girl is literally, because like I said, I've met a few in my life, women that were like, no, I'm not going to do that, or even I have met a couple women that said, I don't do that until I'm strictly in a relationship, and I could tell that they were actually serious about that, and at the time I wasn't willing to be in a relationship, so I respected them for that. I didn't get angry at them or any of that stuff. It's just if women sleep around and then they try to play that game and guys can tell they sleep around, then it's like, yeah, I'm not going to waste my time on you because you're just stringing me along. And flirting basically entails having a fair degree of open sexuality as well. I don't necessarily buy that. Many people can flirt, whether they're extremely sexual or not. And especially women that kind of have, flirting is just being playful. It doesn't necessarily mean that you're highly sexualized when you flirt. But yeah, it means that you're able to socially, you're socially calibrated. You can understand communication with people and being playful and flirty and all that stuff. These men basically be fawning after myths, laugh out loud. And that is the funny thing. Yes, they are myths. That's what we call unicorns now. But the thing is, this wasn't always the truth. I mean, I guess from what I've heard in the past, I guess I hadn't lived through it, but from what I heard in the past, it used to be a lot more frequent to find women like that than it is now. So yeah, it might be a myth these days, but then again, flip this on the other side. When women want a guy over 6 foot, which correct me if I'm wrong, isn't that like less than 15% of the population, less than 15% of men are over 6 foot. So you start with that, and then you talk about from that pool of guys, 6-figure income. Then you talk about 6 inches in the pants, and you talk about a 600 horsepower car. And women, those are what all the women are competing after. Which again, fair, but the difference is that a guy that is 6 foot tall, again, that's something that he has no control over that. So that thing alone, he has no control over. Whereas a woman that is able to not sleep around, she has complete control over that. Her body, her choice. Remember that. So one of the biggest criteria that women have for men is something he has no control over. And the biggest criteria that men have for women about not sleeping around is something that she has complete control over. So that right there is a huge difference. And then all the other things like just being in shape, right? That's very doable. Being, let's see, what was the other things on here? Being feminine, extremely doable. Cute, fun, flirtatious, chaste, fit, and friendly. Are you kidding? Now that I look about that, that is so, because they think that that's a myth. It is a myth these days. But are we seeing how easy that would be? That would be so easy. Be feminine, cute, fun, flirtatious, chaste, fit, and friendly. That's so doable. How is that not doable? Oh man, I just realized how crazy that is. Yeah, that's so doable comparatively to what women want in their ideal man. And the thing is, if a woman had these things, which is extremely doable, then I would almost guarantee she would be able to attract one of those top echelon of men. One of those absolute top echelon of men if a girl just had this, which this is something that basically any woman that is, not born with some type of, some type of deformity or something on her body, all of these things are within her control. All of those things. Okay, and then let's see here. So after myths, that's not a myth. Are you kidding me? I'm sure some women get close. Yeah, any woman gets close that has any type of friendliness before she starts sleeping around. Much of them are aware. They know what they're doing and use it to manipulate men. Yeah, so she's talking about women. Yeah, they do. Exactly. This is why a lot of guys get fed up with the game, because women use it to manipulate men. And you know what? Again, men didn't even have a problem with this when it's like a feminine, cute, fun, flirtatious, chaste, fit, and friendly woman. Women can get away with so much, but these days they offer so few of these things up here that men want, and then they're manipulating. So now it's just like, okay, this is when guys say it's not worth it. Being able to stay chaste means actually having a very low opinion of men and their intentions. No, it just means, having a very high opinion of the man you're going to give it away to eventually. Giving a very high opinion. I actually know a woman, she married one of my buddies, that waited till marriage for her first kiss. And she's a very social, normal girl, but she just had very, she had very strict rules for herself and, very high morals for herself. And she did it. So she did it because she wanted to save it for her husband. That was important to her. It also entails the woman treating her lady parts like they're precious treasures. Okay, right here. Men hate this. I've seen endless evidence of them trying to tear down women that are aware of their own value and aren't easy. Oftentimes, the same men want virgins. Yes, okay, absolutely. I will give her, this is a very fair point that I've thought of before, because in these days, if with the situation we have here, it's like, all right, well, if she's just stringing you along and she's not sleeping with you and she's making you wait for it, she's going to just try to, she's giving it to someone else and she's not giving it to you. Again, that right there, when that is the situation, that is why guys get fed up with it. But again, like I already explained, if a girl is saving herself for a husband or saving herself for a, no jokes, I'm not going to do it until I've really invested my emotions and feelings into it in a relationship. If she's doing that and she's not out on the CC bouncing around from guy to guy or sleeping with Chad and Tyrone, then guys have respect for it. That's the difference right there. But I understand, to any ladies watching this, I do understand this is actually a very good point, but that is the difference. Because to me, again, if a girl's not going to give it up, if I know that she gives it up by the way she, if I can just get that vibe and she's trying to toy me along, string me along for that, then I'm not waiting around for this. But if a girl is set in her ways about doing it and she's serious about that, then I just have a lot of respect for her. Also, bonus points to men being mad that women live life on easy mode, than not caring whatsoever how hard we work in life or how we spend 50% of our time. They basically want a pet, not a person with agency, and men love to brag about it. I don't know that that's true. I really don't believe that's true. I think just a lot of men want a potential family if they're going to settle down. Not all men, or they want someone that is going to compliment them. Not like necessarily like, hey, you're handsome compliment. I mean, compliment is in compatibility. You know, they want the softer side of things. Men are competitive. We want a woman to kind of be the more, not as competitive. Or she can be competitive about certain things, but just not always competing with the guy about everything, or always having to be right and having to argue and all that stuff. When women are submissive, they can get, that's the funniest thing about it all, is if women own this. Some women are very good about this, and if women own that their power is, if women are feminine and submissive and all that stuff, they can get whatever they want in the world. Absolutely whatever they want. If they did it with a smile and in a submissive, feminine way, they could get absolutely anything from any guy. There's no doubt in my mind that's true. They could rule the world by doing that. But women try to rule the world with the out-competing men, outworking them and all that stuff. That's not a game that women are going to beat men at. And that's just the truth. Men are more built for that just long-term endurance of working all day long, or strength-wise, right? Men are bigger. That's not, women have a different superpower. They use it for the manipulation tactics that we talk about right here. They use it to manipulate men in these darker ways when women could just use. That's the thing, when they don't know how. Oh man, it's interesting. But that's, any of you women out there, you read about Cleopatra. If you actually want to figure out how she could run the world, she could basically own any man because she knew how to seduce and not always in a sexual way per se, but she knew how to be submissive and feminine and get her way in that way. Anyway, that's female dating strategies, guys. What do you think about this? What would you critique about this? Do you think this was a good post by Master Masculinity here? I mean, do you agree with that? I agree with it. What do you guys think about this James Fell guy? Do you agree with this guy, James Fell? Yeah, he did. Yeah, well, I mean, I actually thought this was kind of a witty line, but I've seen other people say it, so I know that it's not original to him. But not in this white knight critique. So James Fell, I mean, he's the beta mon in this story. Don't forget, subscribe, like, comment, share the video, but definitely subscribe.